go ahead.
Thank you. I wonder, is Ryder Cup a part of your season plan?
Yes, it's always been.
In reality or in dreams?
Both. I can still qualify, so hopefully I qualify and it's a reality. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to win next week, but it's a possibility. And if not, we'll see what happens. But I like to think that I've played good enough to, if possible, be a pick.
What would it mean? What would it mean emotionally for you?
It's hard to explain because it means so much. It's such a special event. The last three have all been incredibly wonderful in different ways. Even in the loss, the process throughout the week, the camaraderie, the friendships, and the memories that are made are quite special. So, but the last one in Rome was so much fun. It was so incredible. We made such a fun team and such a fun week work that I want to be a part of that again and hopefully help Europe win in US soil again.
We have another question there.
Hi, Jon. You've showed a level of consistency that we've become very familiar with from yourself this year, but you haven't been able to get that win. What do you think the missing piece is for you at the moment?
I don't think there's any secret to it, right? I will simply say I haven't played my best. Luckily, with my swing mechanics, for most of my pro career, I've been able to be very consistent, even when I haven't felt to my full capacity, right? And I think that's what we've seen. I'm hoping that, kind of like last year, I get to have a second push this year and play better. But it's very close. It's one of those things that it's a little bit frustrating because I feel how close it is, and I feel how any given week, all the things are just going to fall in line, and I'm going to have a fantastic tournament, right? And hopefully it happens sooner than later.
I think this event is among many people's favourites on the LIV calendar. Firstly, how special is it to be back in Spain? And there is some talk that this event will move to June next year. I think a lot of you guys have found it difficult preparing for the Open by playing this kind of golf course and then having to go play links golf a week later. If it does move to June, I guess you'd be supportive of that and having the chance to maybe go and play on the DP World Tour over in the UK and get a week's reps in before the Open.
The DP World Tour before, you mean the Genesis Open?
Yeah, like the Genesis to then play in the Open, for example, next year. Yeah, or even if you just go and play some links golf on your own.
Yeah, I mean, if it changes weeks in the calendar, the good thing about this part of the country is weather is so good, and they have the workforce here to have the golf course in championship condition whenever they want. So you have a very large part of the year where you can host it here. So luckily, that's not an issue, right? It's such a wonderful golf course, such a wonderful venue that every player that I've talked to, it's not everybody, but a lot of them love it. I see a lot of families come this week, and some of them even come early or stay late because it's just wonderful to be here, right? Food's good, people are good, course is good. There's not much to really, anything else to ask for. As it goes to preparing for a major, I mean, listen, it's hard to get ready for links golf unless you're in links golf, but luckily this is a challenging golf course, so the mindset you can work on mentally in that sense, and then it is always windy, so you do get to play in the wind before going to the Open, right? So it all depends on your preference. I do agree that if you can play a links week before the links tournament is going to be great. However, if you want to play a tournament or practice, but you know, it's whatever the league needs to do to make a better schedule. And if that means playing in June, great. I'll come to play in Spain whenever they want to, honestly. Whenever they can make it happen, I'll be here regardless.
And just finally, you said it's a great event for families. Have you brought the family with you this week?
Yeah, well, I mean, part of the family lives in Spain, so that's fairly easy. But they'll be here. Yeah.
Nice to bring the kids to Spain, I guess, having been based in the States for a long time. And
they are actually possibly arriving in the next hour or so. So I'm excited for that. Once my practice day is done today, I'll be able to spend the afternoon with them. And yeah, I mean, it is for me to have my kids be coming to where I'm from, where I think my oldest is coming to understand that I grew up somewhere else, right? And it's coming to know that it's also going to be a part of them, right? I think it's some values that I think that I would like them to learn, and I think that's one of them, right? And it's wonderful for me to have them here.
Thank you. One more question there.
Hi, John. It's fair to say you've got pretty good links form in Ireland over the years. What is about that over there, and how much confidence do you take from that into Portrush?
I don't know what it is. I think every week I've had in Ireland has been such a wonderful experience. Whether it's the golf course, the tournament, the people, I don't know. I really couldn't tell you exactly what it is, but every time I've gone, it's been overwhelmingly positive. So I think that's led to me playing good, or simply the fact that the first ever time I went to Ireland, to Portrush, Northern Ireland, I played so good that it just kind of carried on. But yeah, every experience I've had there has been great. You know, the times we've gone, even if it's on time off with the family or tournaments, it's always been such a great one that whenever I go back, I think I feed off of that. But when it comes to golf, I don't know if there's any secret to it, really.
Ingo?
Hey, Jon. My Spanish colleagues were asking you, I think, a lot of Valderrama, how special it is. My Spanish is not good enough. Would you do me a favor and just repeat it in English again?
The what, sorry?
They were asking you about Valderrama, how special it is,
Yeah.
and the course
Yeah.
history. I just recognized some words.
Well,
Sorry
the
for
main,
that.
I think the main question among, in Spain is usually how special it is for us to be back here, right? To be able to come to a live event and play in our home country in front of the home crowd in a great golf course, like in a great venue like Valderrama. Yeah, I mean, it's wonderful. There's a lot of history to this course. There's a lot of legacy to this course. It's extremely difficult. And the fact that Sergio is the only Spanish player to have ever won here that's playing in LIV, because Jotaegui won. Adrian was able to win at record margin with the crazy score that I don't think anybody would have ever thought of, right? It's just a challenge in every way. And to be able to win at a challenging golf course at your home course, it's special, right? Playing with Sergio last year on Sunday and being there on 18 during the playoff and seeing the crowd embrace and what he meant to him at the end was so much fun to be a part of. And I've been able to win in Madrid. I've been able to win here. So if my first win of the year would be here, it'd be quite special.
You're playing all over the world, mainly really good golf courses. Where do you rank Valderrama?
It's hard to categorize. For many obvious reasons, my favorite course, I'm always going to say Torrey Pines. That's a very unpopular opinion, but that's me. I haven't played some of those great, like I've never been to Royal County Down, I've never been to Muirfield, I've never been to Turnberry, never played Pine Valley, right? So I'm missing a lot of great courses in the world, a lot of people say. But as far as competition courses, because of the unusual design, it's not long. It's short and tricky. I always kind of, for people that don't understand, I compare it a little bit to Harbour Town or the old Colonial for US people, right? It's just not long and it's usually tricky weather. And in a golf course where, for the most part, if you shoot even par, you're going to be top 10, 99.9% of the years you play here. And sometimes you're going to win. Shows how unique it is. I will say I would put Valderrama in my top 5 of championship courses for sure. It's hard to argue against Augusta National, right? It's hard to argue against some great open venues like St. Andrews. I thought the more I play Royal Troon, the more I like it, right? This is some major venues that are hard to argue against. So those excluded, this one might be top 3.
Yeah. We have another question next to Ingo.
Hi, Jon. You are fighting for your first win this season, but your team is also on the heels of the Crushers in the season standings. What role does team strategy play during tournaments for you and your team?
Well, it's a little different to, I would say, most team events, right? Because even though we are a team, I can't influence how my teammates play, even if I play with them, right? There's still an integrity to our own rounds. So all I can do myself is be there for them for whatever advice they need before or after rounds, even in practice rounds. But I can't directly affect how they compete while we're doing anything, right? So I would say it doesn't really occupy a lot of my time on team strategy in that sense. I think when it comes to towards the end of the year in the team championship, and we can have a bit of a say on who plays who on the matchups, then you think about it. But even then, we all have to prepare ourselves to play individually, right? So it's a tricky dynamic to have as a captain, but I guess my job is to help them prepare the best they can, and they're all very incredible golfers, accomplished in their own right. So there's only so much I can do or say.
And as a team captain, apart from supporting them and being there for them, what else are your tasks that you do week for week or during the season that your teammates maybe don't have?
It's not so related to golf. Right, on course is the same. It's maybe more duties off the golf course, more meetings, more decisions to be made when it comes to sponsors, outfits. It's not really important, but actually Terrell takes care of that for the most part. He's our designer in that matter. He's the one in charge. I can just say yes or no, but he does most of the outfits. Nothing flashy, honestly. It's just between me and my GM, some just decisions that need to be made or some meetings that we need to be a part of that for the future of the team. Sponsor outings. A week like this one for me, it's a little bit busier being hometown, but for the most part, it's not golf related. It's more business related.
Thank you. And we have a few questions. Mike, here is the microphone.
Just curious, Jon, what's the shot you most enjoy hitting on this course?
The shot? Mm-hmm. Hopefully if you win the last one. Otherwise, there's so many shots here that if it comes out well, it's so satisfying because of the danger that just lurks everywhere. I would say any par 3, if you hit it on the green, you're happy. Especially in the back 9. 12 and 15 are two beasts of par 3. Small targets, for the most part, almost always into the wind. Inside wind, right? So if you put it on the green on those two, that is, you're almost prancing to the green. It's, you're happy. On the other one it's almost 18. If you put it on the fairway in 18, which is extremely difficult, no matter how you play it, it's a really good feeling. Just being able to hit that tee shot and see it, if you see it go on the fairway, goes through the trees is kind of tricky. It's special. Yeah. And even if you're on the fairway, hopefully with the clear shot, because out here you can hit the fairway and have tree branches on the way and have to maneuver the ball a little bit. So, it's just hard.
Has there been one shot that's been particularly troublesome for you through the years here?
All of this is just so many. I would say that one that's trickiest to actually put in the fairway with a good look, it might be the second hole. Just because of the tree. Like, you can choose to lay back, but even then you have the trees on. Like, if you lay back short, you still don't have the longest club in the world, but you still have the trees on the way and you can't really see. If you choose to go past the tree, it's very easy to go through the fairway. You have a clear shot, but now you're in the rough, windy conditions, impossible firm green. So it's just not easy in general. You have to make a decision and just live with it however it goes on that hole. But yeah, that one seems to be just a bit of a headache because it's hard. You want to push it, but you can't, right? You have the tree in the middle of the fairway. It just makes it tough. There's a lot of tee shots we can go on here that just are very difficult. But if I had to put a few in play, 2, 8 for obvious reasons, but then 16 and 18 are just tricky. They're hard to actually put it in the fairway with the clear shot.
Thanks.
Bueno, pues ha sido un lujo tenerte por 30 minutos. Muchas gracias, Jon. Gracias a todos.
Un placer.